out of the Ram into the Landcruiser, and for the first time in a long time, into toolboxes. They're not very well set out. I'm just figuring it out for now. I'm going to see whether everything out of here fits. Should, but you never know. I'm going to fix this door, get all sorted out. Now, I don't know whether you guys recognise it. This is actually my original Landcruiser that I had before I bought the Ram. Got it back. Woo! Alright, a couple of days later, I'm back at the workshop. We got two big Landcruisers. This is Davey's truck. It's a sexy little single cab. And then we got the big dual cab. So I probably should do a bit of an explain as to why I've gone out of the Ram into the 70 series, because I'm sure a few of you guys will be wondering. Basically, the biggest issue I had with it was parts. They're really expensive and not as easy to get as you think. Now, there are guys out there that do parts from G&L, Jimboomba. I mean, you can go to Ram, although I haven't had much luck getting parts for it out of Ram. Repco does some stuff. Multi-Spares is actually pretty good for engine parts. I've got a few engine parts out of them, but everything about it's expensive. Like, I can do a service on a cruiser. In parts, you're probably looking $500. For the Ram, you're looking minimum 1,000. Right? To do a GVO upgrade on the cruiser, I can get a basic one for sort of $4.5, $5 grand. The Ram, I got quoted 35 or 34, I think it was. I mean, it was an extensive kit, but there doesn't seem to be any like really cheap options for it. They all seem to be like 12, 13, 14, 15 grand sort of thing, whereas I can get that for a cruiser. And the availability of parts. So before I bought the Ram, I went and saw guys like Repco and Bursons and was just like, hey, I'm buying this Ram, how do I go getting parts? And they all said to me, yeah, no, we can get engine parts for it, we can get service kits and stuff, it just takes a day or two. Yeah, cool, no worries. Went to do a service, hey, I need parts. Oh no, we can only get an engine oil filter and a fuel filter and that's it. Oh, what happened to all the parts for a service? Oh no, we can't actually. To be honest with you, the Ram's really nice. Now I'm 6 foot. I'm 183 centimeters is what it says on my license. And I've got to like lean back in the seat, otherwise my head hits the roof. So you got to kind of sit under the sunroof to be able to get enough height in it to sit up, and it's a bit annoying. Beautiful car. If I was towing every day, I'd 100% keep it, because as a tow rig, it is an absolute animal. It's tuned. It's just savage. And you can't get like, you could spend bloody 60, 70 grand on a cruiser and you still won't get it to make the power that the Ram does. So, yeah. But, in saying that, back in the cruiser, I'm not missing the power. My cruiser's tuned as well. It needs to be retuned because I put a bigger turbo on it, but it is tuned, and to be honest with you, I don't really notice much of a difference in power, because the way the cruiser delivers it's a little bit different. The Ram's real lazy power, and I think that's because of the auto. So, you know, as you cruise along, you just put your boot into it and it just goes and does it effortlessly, whereas the cruiser's more of a rat bag machine. It gets noisy and takes off, and it's just a different way of doing it. Look, there's definitely a purpose for the Rams and the American vehicles. Would I have one again? I probably would, but I'd go a new one and I would get all the bells and whistles with it. So my Ram, I've got to get some things fixed on it. So the center bearing for the steering shaft is moving, so that needs to be replaced. The heated and ventilated seats were turned off when I bought it, and I don't know why. I've been trying to get guys to have a look at it. I even sent it into Ram, and Ram's like, oh no, we can't plug into it, we can't get that. So, I mean, that's inconvenient. So yeah, for now, back into the big cruiser and absolutely loving life. Yeah, the Rams are good. When you need parts, you need them now. It's not a great vehicle to have. If you've got time to wait 2 or 3 days or a week for parts, then a Ram, absolutely. If you're going to do a lap of Australia towing a big van, buy a Ram, buy an American truck. It'll do it easier than anything ever will. Like, you won't get a Cruiser to match it. I know, and I'm going to cop hate for that, but it's true. I've done both. If you do any time out west, like working, where you need a reliable rig, buy a Cruiser. You can get parts from anywhere. Everyone knows about them. Like, everyone knows how to repair them. So, whereas the Rams, they get a bit complicated sometimes. But yeah, anyway, that's why I'm back in a Cruiser. I am running toolboxes, which has been interesting. I got pretty much everything out of the canopy, which I didn't think I was going to, into the toolboxes. Now, that one's at 1800 long, the other one's a 1500 long. I could do with some more drawers in it. I might take the drawers out of the Ram canopy and put in it yet, I don't know. But yeah, there you go. There's a bit of an update for you, and anyone looking to buy an American vehicle, some things for you to think about. Anyway, have a good day.